Elijah Carter was only 17 when he stood beside his mother's hospital bed. The room smelled like antiseptic and old flowers. Her breath came in ragged waves, but her hand gripped his with surprising strength. "Promise me, Eli," she whispered. "Promise me you'll keep this family together, no matter what happens to me." He nodded. A boy, trembling in a man's role, thinking he understood the weight of such a vow. His father, Raymond Carter, stood quietly in the corner, his face unreadable behind tired eyes and years of bottled sorrow. His mother passed 2 days later. The funeral was under gray clouds, and the soil in Georgia was wet with the weight of summer rain. Years passed. Elijah tried his best. He took care of his younger sister, Aria, did double shifts at the mechanic shop, and made dinner most nights when Raymond was too lost in silence to cook. They weren't happy, but they were still together. Until one afternoon, everything began to unravel. Raymond came home early. His shirt was tucked in neater than usual, and he wore a strange, almost excited expression. "Sit down, Eli," he said. "I've found a way to make sure we stay together forever. I've been speaking with a man in Atlanta, a doctor." Elijah sat cautious. "A doctor?" "A specialist in neurological integration. Experimental, yes, but promising. He truly believes we can become one. Mind to mind, soul to soul. A family without walls. No more distance." The words didn't land like poetry. They hit Elijah like a train. He blinked, unsure if he had heard right. "You mean like surgery?" Raymond nodded, eyes gleaming. "Dad, that's insane. It's the only way to honor your promise." And there it was, that ancient oath, the chain forged from a dying woman's breath. Elijah didn't sleep that night. Aria was never one to make noise. Since their mother passed, she grew quieter with each year. Not distant, not rude, just withdrawn, as if trying not to take up space in a home filled with ghosts. That evening, Elijah found her in her room, sketching in her notebook. The pages were filled with twisted faces, eyes too large, mouths stitched shut. "Aria," he began gently, "Dad's been saying some strange things." She didn't look up. Her pencil moved in slow, harsh strokes. "He told me about a doctor. Some kind of neural merge. Like making our minds connect. Permanently." This time she stopped. Her hand trembled. "He showed me a picture," she whispered, "of a girl, hooked up to wires. Her smile wasn't real. Her eyes were empty." Elijah felt a chill. "You've seen this already?" She nodded. "I think he wants to do it to us. All of us." There was a pause, long and dreadful. Then Aria finally looked up. "We have to run, Eli." Raymond insisted the appointment was just a consultation. He drove Elijah to a quiet medical office on the outskirts of Atlanta. The building was ordinary, beige walls and buzzing fluorescent lights, but Elijah's stomach churned like he was walking into a trap. The receptionist greeted them without looking up, then buzzed them through. They were led into a white room where a man in a gray lab coat stood waiting. His name tag read Dr. Harold Mears. "Mr. Carter," he smiled at Raymond, then turned to Elijah. "And this must be the son." Elijah didn't return the smile. Dr. Mears began to explain. "What we offer is integration, a sharing of memory, thought, emotion. The family unit, reborn as one collective mind." Raymond nodded eagerly. Elijah tried to sound calm. "Is it reversible?" Dr. Mears paused.
"No.
"But that's what makes it beautiful. Unity through permanence." The word permanence hit like a punch. Afterward, Elijah pretended to go to the restroom but slipped out the side door. He called Aria. "They're serious," he whispered. "This isn't theory. It's scheduled. Next Friday." On the other end, Aria's voice was steady. "We leave before then." They had 3 days. Elijah withdrew some cash, disabled the GPS on both phones, and told Aria to pack light. Just essentials.
Clothes. Food.
Sketchbooks. They didn't talk about where they'd go. The important thing was just not here. Every sound in the house felt louder than usual. Every drawer closed with guilt. Every step creaked like a confession. Raymond barely noticed. He had taken to spending hours in the garage, fiddling with wires, scribbling diagrams. Elijah caught glimpses, a helmet-like device with long, spiraling cables. Arya called it the spider. One night, Arya whispered, "What if he catches us before we leave?" Elijah answered without hesitation, "Then we fight." They planned to leave at 3 a.m. At 2:27, Arya shook Elijah awake. "He's not in his room." They moved like shadows through the hallway, avoiding creaking boards, peering into darkness. The garage light was on. Elijah peeked in. Raymond was asleep in the chair, the helmet, the spider, resting in his lap, cables curling around his arm like vines. They had to be silent. Arya tiptoed to the front door. Elijah followed, heart hammering. Then something buzzed.
Loud.
In Elijah's pocket. His phone. He had forgotten to switch off alarms. Raymond's eyes opened. "Elijah," Raymond said, standing slowly. "You are going to leave?" Arya froze. Elijah stepped in front of her. "We were. Because this isn't right." Raymond's expression flickered between pain and fury. "I'm doing this for us. For your mother. You think I want to lose you? I want us to be together, forever." He reached for the helmet. "Dad, stop. Don't do this. Don't make me use it by force." For the first time, Elijah saw the man not as his father, but as something broken, desperate, unrecognizable, and dangerous. Elijah grabbed a nearby wrench. "I don't want to hurt you," he said. Raymond didn't answer. He lunged. Elijah swung, knocking the helmet from Raymond's hand. It cracked against the floor. "Sparks!" Raymond shouted and pushed Elijah hard against the wall. Arya screamed. Then something unexpected. The lights in the house flickered. The helmet sparked again, this time pulling power from the wall socket. The thing moved, twitched, like it was alive. They ran. Out the door. Into the dark. Behind them, Raymond screamed their names. They drove for hours. A borrowed car from a friend of Elijah's. No license plate. No lights. They reached a motel near Savannah just before dawn. Elijah barricaded the door. Arya checked every lock twice. But sleep didn't come. Arya whispered, "What if he finds us?" Elijah didn't answer. Instead, he checked his phone. A message. From Raymond. "You promised. I'm coming." The knock came at 4:13 a.m. 3 knocks. Then silence. Elijah didn't move. Then again. 3 knocks. Then, "Eli, it's me. Let's talk." Raymond. But the voice was wrong.
Off. Hello.
Elijah peeked through the peephole. It was him.